Welcome to Civil Engineering Online. Today's subject for the video is Design of Precise Concrete Structures, Module 3, Design of Sections for Flexure. Topic: Strain Compatibility Method. Strain compatibility method, the rigorous method of estimating the flexural strength of prestressed concrete section, is based on the compatibility of strains and equilibrium of forces acting on the section at the stage of failure. Following assumptions are made in the strain compatibility method. First one, the stress distribution in compression zone of concrete can be defined by means of coefficients applied to the characteristic compressive strength, and the average compressive stress at the position of the center of compression can be assessed. The distribution of concrete strain is linear, means plane section normal to axis remain plane after bending. Also, third one, the resistance of concrete in tension is neglected. Whatever the force can be carried by concrete is totally neglected. The maximum compressive strain in concrete at failure reaches a particular value. The flexural compressive stress in the compressive zone closely follows the stress strain curve of concrete. So the stress strain curve of concrete I will show in the further video. The properties of the concrete stress block can be expressed in terms of characteristic ratios as K1 and K2. So this is the figure of stress strain distribution at the failure of the section. So here we can see this as the PSC section, and this is the pre-stressing steel APS, wherein this comes under the compression zone, this comes under the tension zone. So this part is strain of concrete under ultimate loading. This is the difference of strain under concrete under ultimate loading minus strain under steel, that is pre-stressing steel, which is going to take the tension. K1 FCK and K2X, and Cu is acting at the stress where the compression zone is acting. This part is totally the depth of neutral axis, this is x, and the depth small d is the total effective depth. The stress strain distribution at a limit state of collapse for a rectangular section with a steel in the tension zone. The parameters K1 and K2 are not constant but depend upon the compressive strength of the concrete. So the K1 and K2 are going to depend upon the compressive strength of the concrete. As per investigations, so many investigations were made. As per that, K1 varies between 0.5 to 0.7. So this value varies between 0.5 to 0.7. K2 varies between 0.42 to 0.47. For the compressive strength of concrete varying from 60 to 20 Newton per mm square. So from the decreasing level of concrete, the increase in K1 and K2 will be there. The characteristic of stress block in which the concrete cube strength FCK have been obtained from the cylinder strength FC dash. Using conversion factor of 0.8, it shows that the ultimate strain epsilon CO varies with the concrete strength. Referring to the earlier figure, the figure 1, total compressive force Cu is equals to K1 into FCK into B into X, that is the rectangular area. Total tensile force is equals to Tu equals to APS multiplied by FB. The ultimate flexural strength of the section is expressed as Mu equal to APS into FB into bracket D minus K2 into X, or K1 into FCK into B into X into D minus K2 x. So this part of the figure is there, wherein this is the stress strain curve of the previous figure, and these are the epsilon Cu, K1 line and K2 line. These are the cube strength varying from 20 to 60 Newton, and this is the range of K1 and K2 from 0.4 to 0.9. This is the value of strain which are going to act in the concrete section. So this part of value we are going to consider for calculating the ultimate flexural strength of the section. The stress strain characteristic of steel that is used as a prestressing tendon is necessary for flexural strength computations by the strain compatibility method. This is the short-term design stress strain curve for normal weight of concrete. Stress versus strain, wherein parabolic curve is going to happen. Here two types of readings are there, when the strain is 0 and when the strain is going to have constant in the concrete at the ultimate failure. So as per Indian standard 1343 0.002, we usually call this as 2% of proof stress. So this part is the 2% of proof stress. If we magnify and draw the curve, it will be in a parabolic shape. The moment it crosses that proof stress, it is coming to the strain of 0.0035, that is 3.5% of the total strain. The major steps to be followed in the strain compatibility method are as follows. Compute the effective strain epsilon CSC in steel due to pre-stress after allowing for an losses from the stress strain curve for steel. Assume a trial value for the neutral axis depth x and evaluate epsilon SU minus epsilon SC from the strain diagram. Assuming epsilon Cu is equals to 0.0035, compute the value of epsilon SC. Using the stress strain curve for steel, determine the value of stress in steel at failure FPB corresponding to epsilon SU. Compute the total compression Cu and tension Tu. If the compressive and tensile forces are equal, then the assumed value of x is correct. X means the depth of neutral axis. If tension is less than compression, decrease the value of x, and if tension exceeds compression, increase x and repeat the steps from 2 to 4 at a reasonable level. Evaluate the ultimate moment mu as soon as we get x into balanced section. Considering mu is equals to APS multiplied by FPB into bracket D minus K2 into X. So this was the strain compatibility method. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe the channel for your further videos. Thank you so much.